Masiphinde sibhotise mbukeli sibulise nabo basando lokungena ukanti ke ngoku singena kuyuri yethu yesibini eyokuqala siqwelesa iqongqothe lamigama esendini ke uliyema Ekhaya vumisa ndisayiqika ke lembiza kwakunye naye oNadia.
Kunjalo inene. Hayi ke ngenene mbukeli njengobethilo xa wam igama lam ndinguNadia Dambuza kanti ke ngoku sele siyinqunqela egoqweni ukanti ke kule yure ungalindela udliwano ndlebe nogqirha uBenedict Mhlongo sithetha kaloku ngaye naye ngemeko yengqondo kubadlali bebhola singalibazisanga nazi eziphala phambili kule yure.
Kubhubhe abantu abathandathu emva kwesicotho esihlasele eMnambithi KwaZulu-Natal phezolo.
Kubhubhe abantu abathandathu emva kwesicotho esihlasele eMnambithi KwaZulu-Natal phezolo. Imizimba yamaxhoba amathandathu ifunyenwe liqela labahlanguli izolo kukhokeleka ukuba abantu abali-11 baswelekile nezindlu zatshatyalaliswa. Iqela lokukhangela liye lathunyelwa ukuba lisebenze neqela lamapolisa i-K9.
Xa sihlabela mgama belubhalwe emehlweni uvuyo lomama babantwana abazelwe izolo nanjengoko kuyiKrismesi kwisibhedlele saseMiddleburg kwiphondo laseMpumalanga. Ukanti umphathi wezempilo kwiphondo laseGauteng uNomantu Nkomo Ralehoko utyelele igumbi lokubelekela kwisibhedlele saseSebokeng ebaphathele izipho.
Njengoba nje owengamele zempilo esifundazweni iGauteng bevakashela igumbi lokubelethela ezibhedlela iSebokeng uthe kumthokozisile ukubona umama bencelisa kanti uyinikeza isikhathi kwasiza umama basebancane nezingane zabo ezisencane. Kulesi sibhedlela abaqalayo ukuthola abantwana bathe bayakujabulela ukuthola abantwana ngalolu suku baqinisekisene ukuthi bagculisekile ngendlela abahlengikazi ababanakekela ngayo. Bentathi ingane izalwe esibhedlela iMiddleburg esifundazweni iMpumalanga njengoba abanye bebesalinde esaba isikhathi nje.
Ngijabulile ukuthi umntwana wami right siphatheke kahle kakhulu. Uhealthy yonke into ihambe kahle.
Owengamele zempilo eMpumalanga uqhuquzelela ababasanda kuba ngomama ukuba baqikelele ukuba ziyahlolwa ngokwenkolo ingane zabo.
To deal with the mortality, you must start at the clinic. When I was talking to them, they were saying that they normally go to their clinic, they've attended the clinic. So that's what we are saying. To deal with the neonatal and the maternal mortality as a province, is that you must go to your clinics immediately you find out that you are pregnant.
Usenjalo intombazane neminyaka eyi-15 ubudala ibalwa kanye nabanye omama abathola abantwana Limpopo. Owengamele zempilo eLimpopo uphawulile mayelana nalolu daba lwentombazane ethola ingane isencane.
I cannot say to the 15-year-old, close your legs and open your books. A 15-year-old did not even know what was happening. It's pure statutory rape. Now, there you need to get the law enforcement agents. Our major frustration as health workers is that when we open the case, the parents come and say, no, the guy has paid damage.
Ingane eziyishumi ezabafana kanti eziyishumi ezamantombazane ngonyaka odlule kwazalwa ingane engamashumi-50 ngoKhisimusi eLimpopo eziyishumi zazalwa amantombazane asemancane.
Ukanti usekela mphathiswa wesebe lezekhaya uNjabulo Nzuza ubongoze abazali babantwana abasanda kuzalwa ukuba babhalise abantwana babo zingaphelanga intsuku ezingama-30. uNzuza uthi nokuba ikhona inkqubela kule nkqubo bakhona abazali abangawulandeliyo umthetho. Unike abazali nabantwana abasanda kuzalwa izipho nezatifiketi zokuzalwa empangeni KwaZulu-Natal.
Sibonga kakhulu sesibhedlela lapha eQueen Nandi Regional Hospital empangeni la kuvakashele khona umnyango wezasekhaya ukuzoregister noma ukuzobhalisa izingane ezizalwe ngosuku lukaKhisimusi ukuzama ukunxenxa abazali ukuthi baregister izingane ngaphambi kokuthi zize ziphume esibhedlela. Kanti eduzane kwami kunosekela lika ngqongqoshe womnyango. Baba Nzuza kafushane nje mawusichazela ngohlelo lolweni liqalayo.
Uhlelo lo lesilwenzayo olokuthi siqhugquzele omama ukuthi baregister abantwana babo kungakapheli insuku eingamashumi amathathu. Lokho sikwenzela ukuthi abantwana bangene kuloko esikubiza nge-National Population Register, okuyi database okanye uhlelo lwabantu bonke abala eSouth Africa. Ilokho kokukunikeza ukuthi ube nobuzwe base South Africa, ngoba uma ungenayo i-ID number okanye inamba kamazisi ufana njengomuntu oyispoki ongekho onga-exist, okusho ukuthi even ukuthola ibonelelo kahulumeni ukwazi ukuyithola. Uma sekumele ungene uye esikoleni uba nezinkinga ngoba ufika khona unjengespoki, even usumdala sekumele ushaye i-ID kuqalwa ngokuthi kuthiwe ithini inamba yakho. So ingakho ke sathena thina asivule amahhovisi akwa Home Affairs, siwavule kuphi ezibhedlela la esifica khona umama esasenomntwana, ngoba la eSouth Africa ubuzwe awubutholi ngokuthi uzalelwe eSouth Africa, kodwa ubuthola ngekwegazi ukuthi umzali wakho owase South Africa. So indawo la ukuthi sifice khona umzali esigarantid ukuthi sofica umzali sifice nomntwana isesibhedlela ngenkathi kwenzakalani umntwana etetwa. Ingakho ke sithi ke abantu ka ba register ezibhedlela ngoba ama officer ka Home Affairs akhona.
Asibisele izitambo ngakweni studio.
Umbutho obonelela ngoncedo kwabo basweleyo iSalvation Army usebenzise usuku lweChristmas ukutyelela abo bahlala kwiindlela zaseBramfontein eGauteng ngenjongo zokwabelana nabo ngezipho nanjengoko ke kambe iintsapho ezininzi kwihlabathi bezihlanganisene ukubhiyozela olusuku.
Iningi lalabo abahlala emgwaqeni yalapha eGoli lilala phansi kwamabloho. Abanye baquba ngaphambi kweminyango yezitolo uma sekuvaliwe ukuze bazame ukufudumala bembatha amakhalibhoti nokunye. Kanti indlela yabo yokuthola ukuya ngasethunjini bathembele kakhulu ekudleni abakuthola emgqonyeni. Njengoba iningi lemndeni lijabulela ukuba ndawonye ngalolu suku, nalabo asebahlala emgwaqeni eBramfontein babe nenhlanhla yokujabulela umuzwa kaKhisimusi, njengoba inhlangano eyimele ehlinzeka ngosizo kwabangenalutho yelule isandla kubo.
Very depressed.
Why?
Well, I'm completely alone. Because my husband died, I'm now on the street.
Inhlangano iSalvation Army yedlulisele ngezipho ezifana nokudla, izingubo zokulala kanye nokunye.
Most of the homeless people, they didn't just come on the street. Some, they came to look for jobs, and some students came to for schooling. But also others, they came because of family issues. Others, they lost jobs. Others, they family broken, and they find themselves in the street. And some of them are well-informed people. It's just that the circumstances around them make them to find themselves in the street and rely on other organizations, churches, and the Salvation Army to help them with clothes, to help them with blankets, to help them with food.
Abe-Salvation Army bathi isenzo sabo siwuphawu lokukhuthaza nokunika ithemba kulabo abahlala emgwaqeni ukuze bazi ukuthi nabo bangabantu babalekile.
Abahlali abathwaxwa inhlupheko basechwebeni eMpuma Koloni bayonwabele iChristmas yalonyaka. Isizwe Kuphelo Foundation inikezele ngokutya, impahla kunye nezinye izipho kulommandla.
Aliqela amakhaya aphila phansi kwinhlupheko nendlala kwilali yasechwebeni. Kumanye amakhaya amalungu angapha kwe-16 ahlala nje kwigumbi elidilikayo. Emva kwenqaku le-SABC abahlali kule lali bafumene iChristmas eMyoli.
Sasebenza neforum leya lapha basinika bona abantu bathwaxeke kakhulu indlala. Sibathengele ukutya abantu abangama-30 imizi engama-30.
Kwezi family ezithwaxwa indlala ezifumene ukuphiwa ihempa namhlanje kuzawuba khona utshintsho kule nyanga yeChristmas.
Ezintsapho zithi oku kuzokwenza umohluko omkhulu.
Ndiziva kumnandi kakhulu. Ingathi ndifumene wazanda yibona.
Kukwamemelelwa nakweminye imibutho izokuncedisa ekupheliseni indlala kwilali yasechwebeni. Dingulwandile Mbulali, esajonisi.
Isebe lezempilo eGauteng likwazile ukuthetha-thethana nenkampani ebonelela ngombane eGauteng iCity Power ukuba ungacimi umbane kwizibhedlela ezine ezikhulu zeliphondo ngenxa yokudada ematyaleni.
we had queries about the billing. All other hospitals, we don't have any problem. It was those 3 that they were threatening to switch us off. But we have settled that dispute that we had with them, because for us it was just tell us how much are we owing you and why this amount has been ballooned. So it was just mere administration that they should have done with their teams. Then they ran to the newspapers as if we don't want to pay them. We can't be responsible and not pay them because we still need their services. But I think they must not take advantage of the Department of Health, because we are known previously for not paying service providers. We do pay now. We do look into our books and we do check what is it that you say we owe you. That was the dispute that we had with them.
Kanti ke ukuba ukhange uyibone The Queen Show ngethuba iqala ukuboniswa eMonte Cassino Theatre, ungaxhalabi, unelinye ithuba lokuyibukela ngqo kwinkqubo yethu apha ekhaya Jikelele. Ubutitiyeli uJeanette Mnisi usenzelele ngxelo.
Thabela umdanso okarisako wachachalazo obizwa ngowe The Queen Show, okumdanso ohlanganiswe ngomvumo othandwa kakhulu we The Queen kunye nomvumo kaChristmas. Umdanso lo ufaka abadansi abaningi ababuya ephasini lonke abafana noAmira Wele-Wiggin owathumba ephaliswaneni lomdanso weHolland iHolland Got Talent uSilim KG. Emdansweni ongathatshelwa ngiwo wonke umuntu nanyana kuyiphi iminyaka yobudala. Umdanso lo wakhe waya nenarheni ezihlukeneko zephasi ezifaka hlangana neBrazil ukuyofikela eUnited Kingdom. Kanti hlangana nabathungi bezambatho ezimbathwa abadansi aba kubala owaziwa iphasi lonke uDavid Hart. Inengi labantu elibukela umdanso lo bebawuthabele hle, kanti hlangana nabo babelethi bebaphekelela abantwana bona bazokuthabela umdanso kaChristmas wachachalazi.
Delegates always try to recruit kids from townships and from the previous disadvantaged backgrounds. For them to see doing such an art form, indlela abadansa ngayo, ama-moves wabo, just amazing. In fact, ballet is not just for white people.
Ansi Ballet's Queen Show has been extraordinary. As always, they have appeared here at Monty and they have dazzled the audience. You almost can't clap because you're so mesmerized. Truly a triumph for the ballet and for art in South Africa in general.
Kanti nakusenjalo abadansi bathi bengasilula ukulungiselela iphaliswano, kodwa nanyana kunjalo ukusebenza kwabo ngokuzikhandla kube nemiphumela emihle.
I love to dance because all my teachers and friends is there, and I work hard because I love to dance on the stage for people and to watch me.
Like today's show was really, really beautiful. I think we've been rehearsing really hard, and I think today's show we kind of just like try to push each other to get it through, and I think we did quite a good job, and I think the audience really enjoyed our performance this evening as well.
It was very hectic, very crazy, intense training and lots of hard work. So we're at the studio 10 to 4 usually every single day, working hard, training, going through choreography, learning it very quickly. So it was a very crazy thing, but as a dancer that's what we do, so we gotta love it, you know.
We've done quite a lot of things today, and based on the audience and how they responded to our show, it showed that our hard work was appreciated by the audience.
There was such a vibe on stage, and all of the dancers just really came together. You know, all the hard work and effort we put into the studio paid off. I think we had a great energy on stage, a great connection with each other, and it shows when the audience gives us their applause, and we had a beautiful standing ovation right at the end. So that was great. It makes you feel like all that hard work was worth it.
Umnqophisi womdlalo lo uDick Berenwood uthi bathethe iminyaka eminingi ukwenza umdlalo lo bona ube yiphumelelo.
To actually shape it and polish it and get the dancers ready to do the performance really, really well. The choreographers spent hours choosing the music and the layers of the different choreography.
Uthi lo kumdlalo ohlangana neminye imidlalo ethwa yomlando hlangana nale ajayele ukuyihlela.
To find the right dancers, because our dancers have to have an individual personality. I don't want them all to look the same. I don't want them all to feel the same. I want each of them to know that they are special and that they bring something so incredibly unique to this production.
Lo-ke mbukeli bekumdlalo waChachalazi owaziwa nge-The Queen Show otshengisa ngamakhono nemidanso ehlukeneko yeballet. Endabeni ze-SABC ngingudlozi Mnisi eJohannesburg.
Bukele siphinde sikwamkele kwakhona usabukele inkqubo ndaba yakho uyithanda kunene Ekhaya Jikelele. Abadlali bebhola basoloko bengabantu abazidlayo nabazigqajayo ngetalente yabo kuba kaloku basoloko besemehlweni abantu kwaye kulindelwe kukhulu kubo ngawo onke amaxesha. Ixesha elininzi ke baye basokole ngemiba efana ne-depression ne-anxiety kodwa ke uninzi lwabo aluthethi ukuba mhlambi ngamanye amaxesha bengafuni ukubonakala bengabantu ngathi abaqinanga. Umdidiyeli ke umdlali odumileyo ugxebe weBafana Bafana uLyle Foster ngomnye wabo bathe bavula isango lokuba zithethwe imeko ezinje. Uthetha banzi ke ngalo mba sinxibelelana ngoZoom noGqirha uBenedict Mhlongo osebenzisana nabadlali bebhola. Gqirha Mhlongo masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni.
Sanibona nana ngiyanibingelela lonke nababukeli bakho namhlanje ekseni ngiyathokoza ukuba lapha kakhulu.
Enkosi kakhulu masiqale sithethe ngokwaluleka ngokwengqondo sithetha nge-mental health ungasicacisela uthi yintoni kanye.
I think that's a very important question. So ekhathini ezininzi abantu abaningi aba-understand ukuthi kahle mental health yini. So normally nginokuyi-break down ngithi imicabango, izenzo nemizwa. So thoughts, actions, behavior. So indlela engicabanga ngayo nendlela engifila ngayo izokhombisa ngendlela engi-acta ngayo izenzo. So actually indlela umuntu azizwa ngayo kakhulu nangendlela agcina icabanga ngayo nanokuthi ugcina esenza izinto ezimphoqela ukuthi unengcindezi asuke esenayo ngaleso sikhathi. Mental health kahle into kanjalo.
Ngoku namhlanje ke sithetha ngoba ungugqirha ojongene nabantu abadlala ibhola. Abantu abadlala ibhola siye sibajonge sicinga ba hayi noko baphila impilo elula, impilo noko yabo basemehlweni abantu bayathandwa, baphila ubomi obumnandi, banemali ezinkulu kodwa banale ngxaki. Ungathi idalwa yintoni lonto le?
And again, that's a very important question. I think history and research and as well as experience into edalwa yileyo yokuthi i-vulnerability phecelezi umuntu wesilisa nomuntu wesifazane kunzimanyana especially abantu abansundu ukukhombisa ukuthi cha ngiyaqakeka ukukhombisa ukuthi cha ngineyinkinga ezikhona la so kunzima kakhulu ukuthi sikhombise i-vulnerability but kulula ukuthi ngokukhombisa ukuthi azokuthini Nadia ngikukwatele uyangikwatisa ngikumbele but ukuthi ngokutshela Nadia ungilimazile inhliziyo kunzima kakhulu so into edala ukuthi igcine singakhulumi into eshashelezeni kungoba sizoyibona ngathi si-weak kungoba sizobona sengathi cha indaba yethu ayikho so vulnerability people fear vulnerability kakhulu.
Would you say then ubana into edibene nemali iya-contributor kule nto le because abantu abanemali baye babe ngathi bangabantu noko abaphakamileyo abangasoze bazithethe lubala? Dr. Mhlongo? Dr. Mhlongo?
I lost you then Nadia kancane sorry gcineni abanemali kuba njani
bendibuza ngabantu abanemali would you say bana abantu abanemali bahlambi basafarisha more kuba bengathethi ngenxa ye status sabo?
No. Depression I kid or mental health I kid whether unemali noma unayo umuntu wesifazane umuntu wesilisa umuntu onsundu or umuntu omphihlo or kanjani mental health depression is affect us sonkana.
Njengoba ke ngoku ungugqirha ojongene nabantu abadlala ibhola engakumbi ungathi kubaluleke kangakanani ukuba i-team ne-team ibe nayo i-psychologist ejongene nayo?
Kubaluleke kakhulu because having a therapist or ukuba nomsizi ofana njengami kuyamsiza kuyamnceda kakhulu umuntu in terms of confidence azokhona ukuphefuma kahle ibholeni kulama games awenzana nanokuthi most yebhola bayahamba kakhulu abantu they become homesick nanokuthi bakhona uku-adjust to ukuthi manje sesila or kufunakalani and the pressure as well so I think kubaluleke kakhulu i-team ne-team ibe nomuntu ofana njengami umeluleki ozobanceda abadlali bebhola whether sibonana once a week or before training or in ukuze nabo bazokwazi ukuzizwa ukuthi cha I feel confident ngizoyenza lento engiyenzayo so kubaluleke kakhulu.
Xa usebenza ne-team ke ngoku mhlawumbi uba nomuntu ofocuse kuye ojonge kuye okanye beluleka bonke ngendlela efanayo?
No, ngeke kube indlela efanayo man. There's no one size or glove that fits all. Kubaleke kakhulu uqala ukunderstand umuntu uqhamuka childhood traumas nanokuthi abantu ba exposed to ama world views ahlukahlukene kumhlaba esiphila kuwo. So kubalekile ukuthi umuntu aqala understandeke ukuthi kahle kahle no, what are these presenting issues? Iziphi ikhala nazo nanokuthi engathanda ukuphilwa ngani na. So kubaleke kakhulu ukunderstand umuntu nanokunderstand ukuthi abantu abafani.
Recently sibona uLyle Foster sithetha ngabantu abangafaniyo and uLyle Foster simazi engumdlali odumileyo webafana bafana ethetha ngengxaki anayo ye mental health. Ingaba mhlawumbe ngathi yintoni unobangela?
No, kuyajabulisa kakhulu ukubona abantu abafana njengoLyle Foster bakwi-public media abakhuluma ngalezi zinto ukuthi cha nabo bayayithola ingcindezi kanjalo. So I think imbangelo enkulu engeke sayidiscuss engeke mhlambe sayidivulge ngalendlela yokuthi mhlambe yakhe specifically ube nenkinga so yaqinisa imenzi ukuthi akhulume. But as a man or as ukubona umuntu wesilisa ubekezela kakhulu indweni eziningi asitshela ukuthi cha le ngeke ingaffect uyayidlulisa. Abantu besilisa more often than time bathanda ukuvalela izinto ngaphakathi beqhube ngaphakathi abakhulumi kakhulu. So mathi sebethetha sokungathi sekusegcineni or sekuthetha sengathi sokuseqhube kakhulu. So ngiyajabulela abantu abafana njengoLyle Foster ukuthi bakhuluma kungakabhedi kakhulu because umuntu wesilisa ukhuluma ngezenzo ezobe sengalungile. Hence there's a lot of high suicide rates kubantu besilisa kakhulu. So Lyle Foster iyangijabulisa kakhulu kumbona noma ngiyibuka leya clip ukuthi cha ukhulumile. So indalelo lokho ekugcineni ukuthi abantu besilisa kakhulu abathethi ma.
Ungathi yintoni mhlambi onoyicebisa umuntu othi uyafuna naye ujoina iqembu elithile lebhola okanye ufuna ungena kwi-athletics ungathi aqale phi mhlambi?
I think for me naye nibalekile lo mbuzo obuza futhi ma ubalekile uqale kuwena. Isizulu sakithi sithi imvuselele kuqale emntwini. So it's very important to know yourself before you commit kwinoma yiphi into. So for you ubone ukuthi cha ngifuna ukujoina mhlambe ibhola or water polo or hockey or netball. Kuyacaca ukuthi there are certain interests ukuthi uyifilile ngaleso sport. So kukhona ukuzazi lapho. So kumele ubalekile ukuthi na okay max ngilanga ngizongena kanjani ngizoya kanjani iziphi inqinamba engizoyithatha iziphi inqumo engizoyithatha ukuze ngifike lapho. So kuzazi kubalekile kuqala nanokuthi ucheck. So abantu abaningi bacabanga ukuthi mangiya kwi-therapist psychologist mhlambe ngiyagula or ngiyahlala yonke ama stereotypes cha baningi abantu babona abantu nje bathi mhlawumbe bafuna ukuvula ibhizinisi abantu bathi cha nezinto enganazo mhlawumbe i-relationship mhlawumbe kusekhaya. So kubaleka kakhulu ube nomuntu nje wazi ukuthi cha la isibuko sami ngikhuluma naso isibuko siyangiphendula akukho ibali engilifihlile lapho. So kubaleka kakhulu ukuqala ukuthi uzazi.
Niye mhlambi ngigqirha nisebenzisane nabantu ufumanise bamhlambi ebedlala ibhola waye wonzakala kuthiwe hayi makame kancinci akhutshwe kwisizini. I can imagine noma lonto leyo izamphazamisa engqondweni. Ni handlisha njani icases ezinjalo?
No, ibaleke kakhulu noqinisile le yenzakala kakhulu umuntu uselimele usephumile out of season or mhlambi isikhathi sifile sokuthi imdala ne-recovery izomthatha ukuthi mhlawumbe when the time I recover kuzobe isikhathi ukuthi vele kumele aphume kusizini. So izinto kanjalo imeke kanjalo sihandlisha ngokuthi siyamkhumbuza umuntu ukuthi ubani before yonke le nto yenzana nanokuthi azikho izinto ezipermanent. No inqumo ongayithatha inqumo njengosuicide lezo zipermanent but imizwa lo uyifilayo imizwa nje temporary kakhulu imizwa singayilungisa. So kubaleka kakhulu izimo kanjalo siyanisha ngokuthi umuntu siyamkhumbuza ukuthi umuntu onjani siyamkhumbuza nokuthi ubani nanokuthi usuke kwenzakalani ukuze afike la khona. So it's important to build self confidence within umuntu azibone egcwalisekile yena ala phambilini ukuze ayibone ngaphambi kwabantu ukuthi cha bazothina abantu kubaleke kuqala ukuthi umuntu semgcwalise ngaphakathi mama simkhombisa ukuthi cha ukuthi nanokuthi lento ubizelwe kuyona.
Sesiphetha ke gqirha ungathi mhlambi zikhona icases ezi-extreme othi hayi le noko indahlule oyibonileyo kubadlali bebhola?
Angisazwanga mama sorry.
Zikhona icases ezinkulu ezibhidayo kuba osozibonile kubadlali bebhola?
Yes kakhulukazi when it comes to relationships man. My relationships and relationship dynamics and problems abantu besilisa banokucabanga ukuthi awu izinto ezingana ziba affected, but I've seen and diagnosed a lot of people in the depression spectrum and anxiety lebe beyithathela phansi nanokuthi ekhaya isimo sikanjani and peer pressure as well, adjustment difficulties as well, nanokuthi there's this issue yokuthi sonke sifuna ukubelong, so the minute ngenza leyo mali sengihamba ngaleyo monto, so ngizozama umaintain that criteria or leyo nto leyo ukuthi cha mina ngumuntu so, and leyo nto yabalimaza abantu because aqhamuka emakhaya afana nayo yabo. So izinkinga lezi ngangayibona cha lezo zinkulu kakhulu to change mindset yomuntu yebaleke kakhulu and yenzima kakhulu. So I think those are the cases mina bengathi anzima kakhulu.
Gqirha masipulele kakhulu ngexesha lakho namhlanje. Benosuku oluhle. Enkosi. Lo ke ibingugqirha uMhlongo esichazela kaloku ngesimo sabadlali bebhola nokwaluleka kaloku ngokwengqondo. Okwangoku masithi qhwi evenkileni siyabuya kungekudala.
Siphinde sikwamkele mbukeli usasibukele ke apha ke ku SABC le hayi kokunyike na ku SABC Plus inkqubo isathi Ekhaya Jikelele enkosi ngokuhlala nathi. I-learnership yinkqubo yokufunda ecwangcisiweyo yokufumana ulwazi lwe-theory kunye nezakhono ze-practical kwindawo yokusebenza ekhokhelela kwisiqinisekiso semfundo esibhalisiwe kwi-NQF. Okanye ke isiphumo soqeqesho lusekeke kwiziphumo hayi kwixesha elichithayo sivumela ukuqatshelwa kokufunda kwangaphambili. Okanye ke i-Training Force yona inkampani yabucala ethe yaqaphela ukuba abantu abakhubazekileyo okanye abaphila nokukhubazeka bahlala beshiywa ngaphandle kwiinkqubo ezifana nezi. Basandula ukuqesha ke ukhanyisile Tshabalala ukuba aphumeze umbono wabo wokufaka abantu abakhubazekileyo kwiinkqubo zokufunda. Ulapha ke kumagumbi ethu osasazo ukuze athethe nathi ngakumbi ngale nkqubo. Masibulise sikwamkele enkqubeni ikhanyisile and happy festive season.
Thank you, you too.
Enkosi kakhulu. Ndiyafuna mhlawumbi into kokuba sikhe siqale apha. Ingaba ngoba siyayazi into kokuba abantu abaphila nokukhubazeka enyanisweni babekelwa bucala kuzo zonke izinto ezenzekayo. Ingaba loo nto leyo yiyo eye yanika impembelelo yokuba kukrwecwe wena yaye kubekho le idea ozama ukuyifezekisa?
Yeah, I think it vela a long way because of we're looking at the vision of the presidency as well from 2018 when he wanted to implement the YES program on the workplace. Because we've got a lot of people that are graduates or learners that we've trained, but then the issue was are they getting an opportunity to bafike ku workplace and be exposed to the environment. So I think with that we are pushing that issue and also influencing the issue of the I would say the triple B issue and the issue implement equity to also balance the equity as well with the people with disability. I think that's what influences the whole objective. Yes, being partners, I'm actually a partner with a transformation force. I'm coming as Unxibelelwano, that's my company. I'm coming as Unxibelelwano, yes, but as councillor, so I'm an implementation partner for this program, and we are actually targeting the rural areas, but our pilot is in Gauteng for now. Yes.
Usando kuthi into kokuba nenkampani yakho othi nguNqobile nayo ibandakanyekile apha kule nkqubo. Ingaba mhlambi ke indima yakho njengokhanyisile ithini yona?
Indima yami as uKhanyi, it's as a project, let me put it, as a project manager, I'll be making sure Uguti I engage my stakeholders. I've already started engaging a few stakeholders in the President's office in terms of driving this, the main department, which is a DPSA. And I'm also involved in engaging with the NGOs to make sure in the workplace areas in the corporate side, as part of our stakeholders, to send a show, whatever that we source, because we need to source and make sure that we place these learners as well. We don't just give them a structure component, but we also give them the workplace. So my role is to make sure that I monitor and make sure that the program is successful and these learners, if possible, they're absorbed. And that benefits the employers, because then they get the double score in terms of the triple BE and also balancing their compliance in terms of the implement equity.
Ingaba ngokokwakho ulwazi ndinomdla wokwazi into kokuba xa sesibuyela emva xa ujonga wena ungathi into kokuba abantu abaphila nokukhubazeka emisebenzini baye bakwazi ukugqwesa yaye bahlale baqashe iminyaka eliqela njengam umuntu ongenayo inkubazeko?
Look, it's still a challenge. I would say it's still a challenge. That's why we are trying to make sure, and I must applaud the president who led that in terms of the corporate. If the corporate change, I think the other sectors will also adapt.
Okay.
The challenge it was more on the corporate, but then with the changes, because it's a compliance issue, every company must have that our environment enable these people with disability. So we are trying to drive that so that we can introduce and make it easier. It shouldn't be an exception, but it should be a compliance issue or acting beyond the compliance, that people with disability, they were disadvantaged, and how do we introduce them to the industry as well, or to our space as well in terms of environment infrastructure.
Ingaba ke mhlawumbi ngaphandle kwenkubazeko ithini process yokuba kuzame ke ukuthathwa lo mntana okanye lo mntu osakhulayo ongumfundi afakwe kuqeqesho lwasemsebenzini, ithini process phaya?
Okay, process is what we're doing is we advertise. We're looking for the grade 11. We're trying in Gauteng. We've started trying to even tap to grade 10. So from grade 10, because some of our NQF level programs that we're running, they're at that level. So from grade 10 to grade 12, and then we vet their POD, which is now the people with disability confirmation. We are engaging with SASA as well, and then after we vet them, then we place them in different programs. But what we're trying to do is to make sure that they're in at least not scattered. We want to get them in one place. So that's why we're engaging with the municipalities. Municipalities also gonna give us the database in terms of those people, but then the process as well, once we accept them as learners, we do the learnership agreement, because we need to pay them the stipend, and then we need to engage with SASA so that they can cut the grants on the other side, because they can't get both. So it's a process that it's got the whole administration in terms of the vetting side, because that's where we get issues in terms of vetting. So in 6 months, then they will run the program, which is now on the structure component. Then after the other 6 months, then we'll be placing them on.
Mhlawumbi wena Khanyisile ungakhona kule micelimngeni osanda kuyikhankanya othi into kokuba xa kufuneke kuqinisekisiwe abafundi kulapho nifumana ingxaki khona. Ingaba zeziphi ingxaki enye nidibane nazo?
Look, we get a lot of fraud in terms of people confirming a disability. I mean, the disability, it should be taken as a constitutional regulation or provisions. How do we define a disability? So that's what we're using in terms of our criteria. We look at what does the Act define, because a disability is not only physical. There's I was listening to the previous mentally it is one of those issues that we need to look at. Once it's declared or confirmed, the declaration, then it's to us, that's part of the vetting.
All right. Ukanti xa siqhubela phambili wena Khanyisile, siyayazi ke into okokuba aba bafundi aba baphila nenkubazeko neza kubafaka ingakumbi kwicandelo lobuxhaka-xhaka be-IT.
Yes.
Ingaba mhlawumbi inkqubo eza kulandelwa apho ithini ukutyumba aba baqatswa?
Come back again.
So ndithi into yobana niza kufaka abantu abaphila nokukhubazeka kwicandelo lobuxhaka-xhaka, i-IT. So ndifuna ukufumanisa ke ngoku into yokokuba ithini i-process nalapho eniza kuyisebenzisa ukutyumba the particular people.
Look, it's not only one program. We're also doing the business analyst. We're also doing the business administration and the call center. So for the IT specifically, it's with our vetting, I think that's where we start categorizing them. Then we look at their disability and we look at their capabilities to be able to get to certain programs, because we don't want to frustrate them in their ability as well, and we also want them to be able to be employable. So we look at their certification, and then we categorize them according to their level of understanding, and also for a long time for their sustainability as well.
So xa usithi capabilities, ingaba mhlawumbi kubukhulu becala ziyazibandakanya imfundo yabo?
They do. Sometimes they do, because remember, it's part of mental incapacity as well. You are declared, sometimes you are a slow learner and whatever. Where can we use them? So we look at those kind of things and we say, okay, if this one belongs to a slow learner and this is where they belong. The ones that are physically disabled, most of the time we put them on IT. So it's in call center as well. And they become business analysts as well. Yes, definitely. So there's no limit for them. These guys, it depends on where do we put them. Hence, we have to also test them during the program when we're doing the work base, so that we can see their strength, and then we capitalize on that.
Abanye abantu enisebenzisana kwakunye nabo and kuvile ukhankanya usasa nomasipala ngoba nabanye abantu enisebenzisana nabo?
Look, we work with the NGOs as well, and some of our stakeholders are most corporate. Remember, corporate, the issue that they're looking at, they need to comply. So these are the people who are funding all this program. Our stipend that we're getting them from the corporate. So we're working with all sectors, I'll put it in that way. But our key stakeholders is municipality, because these people are coming from the communities.
Ingaba ke aba bafundi baphila nenkubazeko bona into abazawuthi bayizuze ndikuvile ukhankanya stipend?
Yes, we'll be paying a stipend, say 4,000 for the program, and it will be more on other programs depending on the NQF level. So yes, that's the 4,000 that we pay, and specifically I must emphasize that it's only for transportation and other immediate needs, because sometimes we tend to take this stipend and use it for other things. Then go by a problem, goodbye, drop it out, and they end up not attending because of they don't have transport allowance. You understand? So it is for the traveling.
Ndiyacinga ke ngoku wena khanyisile into kokuba xa sele ke abafundi bengenile kule nkqubo yenu kuzawunyanzeleka into kokuba nani ke ngoku training force nibe nendlela eniza kubabeka ngayo iliso nimane nibajonga nibavavanya ukuqinisekisa into kokuba basesemgcini. Ingaba nizawuyenza njani loo nto?
Look, we've got I must say that from the Unqobile side, I've appointed few implementation partners on the ground. So those are the people that are monitoring. I'm also monitoring. We do site visit. We make sure that in the workplace we appoint the mentors and the coaches, so that they can be a continuation. We encourage as well the corporate to make sure that at least they adhere to a mentorship agreement as well, and have reports that we look at in terms of whether there is a progress, is there anything that we need to change, and also to move them around within the sectors. So we'll move them from municipalities to the NGOs, also to SAS as one of the places. So
also niyabafaka nakusasa?
Everywhere. We place them anywhere. Where I can come and place them here at SABC as well. You understand? So where I engage with every stakeholder. Where you need there's a need, then you guys you participate as host, and you benefit from that.
Enkosi kakhulu Khanyisile. Xa sesivala qabaqaba nje kumntu ofuna iinkcukacha ezithe vetshe kwakunye okanye malunga nale nkqubo yenu nifumana phi?
Okay. I've got the contact number on our pamphlet. In number is 067-215-6991. I must say I've appointed my daughter to do the administration. She's in education as well. So she's the one who's running the whole administration. And my email address is kanye.shabalala65@gmail.com.
All right.
Yeah. So that's where they get hold of us.
Khanyisile, enkosi kakhulu yasinqwenelela kokuhle ngenkqubo yenu yaye intle kakhulu lento niyenzayo kubantu abaphila nenkubazeko.
Thank you very much.
All right. Lo ke binguye ke uKhanyisile Tshabalala ethetha nathi ke malunga nokufumana umsebenzi kwabo bantu ke baphila nenkubazeko. Enkosi kakhulu ke kwakhona kuye uKhanyisile. Okwangoku masikhabe sithuma umntwana evenkileni, hlala nathi.
Siphinde sikwamkele kwakhona mbukeli usabukele inkqubo ndaba yakho oyithanda kunene Ekhaya Jikelele kanti ke imvumi edumileyo kwezokholo uNtokozo Mbambo wangena emculweni semncinci kakhulu wazenzela igama kwikwayara ye-Joyous Celebration. Kule minyaka idlulileyo ke uye wazikhuphela wakhe amacwecwe omculo. Kulo unyaka simbone wongwa kathathu kwi-South African Music Awards efumana ke u-Best Female Album of the Year kunye no-Contemporary Faith Album of the Year. Kanti ke apha ekhaya Jikelele sibe nenhlanhla ukuba sifumane ithuba lokuba sincokole naye apha kuZoom. Ntokozo masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni.
Sanibonani ninjani kodwa namhlanje kuseni?
Siyaphila enkosi. Ube nokhisimusi omnandi?
Kakhulu. I think nje namhlanje futhi ngikhathele indlela bekumnandi ngayo.
Masithethe ngomculo wakho. Unexesha elide usemculweni. Siyakwazi kaloku uba waqala usemncinane. Ungasichazela mhlawumbi ngohambo lwakho kwaye wenze njani uba ukwazi uhlala ku-music industry ixesha elide kangaka?
Ngiqale ngisemncane kakhulu, ngiyakhumbula nje ukuqala kwami ukucula kahle ngaqala ngisasemncane ngisekhaya. Ngicula esontweni futhi ngikhulele ekhaya la khona bekiwe esontweni almost every day. Abazali bami kahle umama esontweni uyena obehola inkonzo yendumiso esontweni. Ubaba kuyena busy enzi sound esontweni yazo. So ngikhulele kuleyo environment la khona bekuhlale sisesontweni kuhlale kuculwe ekhaya kuhlale kuthandazwa. And ekukhuleni kwami ngabona ukuthi hayi engathi nami ngiyayithanda lento yokucula. Ngaqhubeka and then I think ipoint elikhulu la khona kwakwenza khona ushintsho olukhulu empilweni yami ingalesikhathi ngijoin iJoyous Celebration isikhathi ngina 15 and ngambona impela uNkulunkulu ukuthi hayibo you know engathi khona lento futhi engathi yenzeka. I think kuqale lapho kumina konke kwaqala ekhaya kuqale kubazali bami kuqala esontweni kwahamba uNkulunkulu wavula iminyango ukuthi ngijoine amaqembu anjengoJoyous Celebration.
Wahamba ke wade wazofikelela kwesi sigaba okuso ngoku award winner 3 times award winner especially this year. Uziva njani?
Ngijabule kakhulu. Yazi inhliziyo yami nami ngisengisho njengomongameli ukuthi cishe yami. But you know I think more over and above the fact ukuthi umuntu uwinile kuma awards, I think kuyinjabulo ukwazi ukuthi njengomuntu you know, who takes their craft seriously, you know, ofaka amandla akhe onke ku music engwenzayo, kungabi nje kuphela ukuthi nje hobby or content engizamayo, but you know making sure ukuthi I go all out ngifaka konke enginakho, you know, ku music kwami, nonke isikhathi ngize ngikhale ngoba izinto ayihlangani ngalendlela ngicabanga ukuthi kufanele ngabe ihlangana ngayo. You know, being umuntu who's a perfectionist and who loves ukuthi music wakhe ukhale ngendlela esecophene phezulu, you know. So it truly is yenza ukuthi ngijabule oqala, but I think also okubalekile ukuthi kwazeke ukuthi lokho esikwenzayo sikwenzele kuphela for ama-award kodwa sikwenza ngoba ngempela sikholela ukuthi uNkulunkulu usibizile for lo msebenzi siwenzayo, and lokho over and above ukuthola ukuwina ama-award okubalekile kakhulu ukuthi siphila ngokwentando nangokwe-purpose kaNkulunkulu for impilo zethu.
Kule nto uyithethayo Ntokozo uthi kuba kwamaxesha mhlambe ukhukhale uqonda uba izinto azihambi ngendlela, uye wenze njani kumaxesha njalo?
I think ekhathini ezinzima endlula kuzo mina njengomuntu osindisiwe ngithembeke kanjalo, omthandayo uNkulunkulu, othanda futhi nezwi laNkulunkulu. I think ekhathini ezinzima ngincika kakhulu okholweni lami, ngincika kakhulu kuNkulunkulu, ngincika ezwini lakhe. Ilapho la khona ngithola amandla, ilapho la khona ngithola impendulo mina. Uma ngidlule ekhathini ezinzima ngoba phela uma siqhubeka emhlabeni nangalesikhathi esiphila kuzo yabona kunombunzima obuningi nje. Mawuthi uqalaza uthi uvika lokhu uqhamuke lokhu uthi uyitshela ukuthi hayi izinto zakho sezikhambela kahle, kuphenduke nje kukujikele konke, kepha kimina into engisizile kakhulu ukuncika okholweni lwami, ukuncika kuNkulunkulu engimkhonzayo, nokuncika futhi ezwini lakhe kungiBhayibheli. And that for me has been my strength. Ila khona mina engithola khona ithemba, la khona ngidlule ey'mweni lapho ithemba lingekho. Kuyisibusiso kakhulu kwazi ukuthi ngisho noma sidlule ezikhathini ezinzima ithemba elinguKristu alishintshi and ilokho mina engibambelela kuko.
Sithe sathatha ke ngalomba wezinto eziqonda kuwe ngqo emva ngoba ufumene eza awards zesama siye sabona kumakhasi onxibelelwano enye imvumi ivakalisa ukungonwabi ngoba wena uthe wafumana iaward. I think naye ebeyijongile. Uye uziphendule njani izinto ezinje?
I think abantu babonile ukuthi angishongo lutho ngaleso sikhathi futhi namanje futhi ayikho into engizoyisho ngoba okwenzekile and angikwazi ucomment ukuthi utheni nokuthi utheni ngami, akuyona indawo yami leyo. Mina okwami ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngenze lokhu engikholela ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngibizele kona.
Masithethe ngealbum yakho entsha iLavish Worship oyikhuphe kulonyaka. Ungathi mhlambi belunjani uhambo nokubhala ingoma ukuze ube kanti uyayirelease nabantu abakulandelayo bayireceive njani?
Bekumnandi kahle ukuhlanganisa le album ethi Lavish Worship. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi siqale kahle ukusebenza kuyo mhlambe unyaka noma iminyaka emibili edlule sihlezi nomthiya because kahle indlela enzeka ngayo I think umuntu uyazi ukuthi ngalesikhathi a few years ago umama wahamba emhlabeni and kwaba isikhathi esinzima kakhulu kumina. I remember there were moments la khona ngangibona ukuthi yazini ngisho ayikho vele lento engiyenzayo, kepha through imkhuleko yabazalwane, through imkhuleko yabahlobo bami, through imkhuleko yabangani bami, and also through ukuba nomndeni ogcwele uthando ngalendlela eyisimanga, you know, and I was able to find myself again. Ngakwazi ukuthi ngisithole futhi, ngakwazi futhi ukuthi ngikwazi ukusukuma futhi ngiqhubeke nendlela, and ekusukumeni kwami ekuqhubekeni ngendlela I found ukuthi uNkulunkulu would put certain melodies in my heart. I'd find ukuthi I'd be singing and humming ama melody nje athize, ngesinye isikhathi khona amagama, ngesinye isikhathi awekho amagama, and I'd make sure ukuthi ngiyawa record wonke on my phone, efonini yami, ukuze ngizokwazi ukuthi mase ngibona sengiready to work on new music bese ngibuyele kulama VN, and that's exactly what happened. Kubantu abaningi abangibuzayo ngihlale ngisho ukuthi for me le album is probably my most personal album yet, because iphuma from a moment of discouragement la khona ngingenathemba, la khona ngibona ukuthi kufanele ngiyeke yonke lento, kepha there were certain melodies that were placed in my heart and in my spirit which kept me going during that time, and I wanted to put together an album enawo lamaculo and these melodies that ebengiculela mina ngikhathi ezinzima, and that is exactly
kukho lamakabongwe. Kodwa ke ntokozo sizawuthetha ngaye ngenye imini, sibethwa lixesha ngoku beningathanda mna siqhubeke ngoba ndiyayithanda la album. Enkosi kakhulu.
Enkosi, kubonga mina kakhulu, ngithanda ukubonga nabantu abangisupportile nabantu abangithandayo. Ngiyabonga kakhulu, ngathi uNkulunkulu anibusise. Please make sure ukuthi uyahamba and get the Lavish Worship album. Ngiyazi ukuthi izokubusisa. Inkosi nibusise nonke.
Benosuku oluhle. Lo mbukeli ke ibinguntokozo Mbambo, imvumi kaloku esiyithanda kakhulu. Kodwa ke ngoku masithunga umntana evenkileni, siyabuya kaloku kuyure yethu yokugqibela.